Android 9 Pie release, the most helpful features in Google's new software. Android 9 Pie was officially unveiled yesterday and brings a host of radical new features set to greatly enhance Google's software experience. Google Pixel and Essential phone owners can download the new update right now and make the most of the new functionality. Here are the most helpful features present in Android 9 Pie. Digital well-being. Google is placing an emphasis on what it is calling digital well-being with Android 9 Pie. This is part of the tech giant's push to help users disconnect from their smartphones with a host of new functions. Android 9 Pie boasts a dashboard to monitor device usage and a Do Not Disturb mode to prevent specific notifications from being pushed through to a user. But Google is also bringing a new feature that allows work applications to be separated from social ones in an effort to help people switch off after a long day at the office. While the tech giant is placing a heavy emphasis on these additions, they are currently not available in their fully fledged forms. Instead, digital well-being is available to anyone with a Pixel, Pixel XL, Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL through a new beta app. Google has promised a full rollout of the feature later this year, but the beta option exists for Android lovers eager to try out Android 9 Pie's headline act. Slices. In addition to digital well-being, a very useful tool duly named Slices is making its way to Android 9 Pie later this year. The new feature allows users to harness functions of a particular app without having to launch it entirely. This means if a user wants to get an Uber home, they should be able to start typing the word Uber into a Google search and a prompt will appear allowing them to request a cab immediately. Google is touting this as a way to access vital functions of an app quicker and easier than ever. Gesture controls. Google is touting gestures as a new and intuitive way to get around its new operating system. The tech giant insisted such functionality is needed as phones grow taller and it's more difficult to get things done on your phone with one hand. It continued, making your phone smarter and more adaptive is important, but we also want Android to be easier to use and more approachable. In Android 9, we've introduced a new system navigation featuring a single home button. This is especially helpful as phones grow taller and it's more difficult to get things done on your phone with one hand. With a single, clean home button, you can swipe up to see a newly designed overview, the spot where at a glance you have full screen previews of your recently used apps. The new addition replaces the Android staple of having back, home and multi-view button at the bottom of the screen. Instead, a single home button will exist at the bottom of a phone display that will respond to gestures, allowing for a variety of navigation options. Adaptive battery. Android 9 Pie is committed to harnessing artificial intelligence, AI, to perform useful actions behind the scenes for users. This includes a new battery mode dubbed Adaptive Battery that Google claims will monitor user behavior to identify what applications should be a priority for use. The Silicon Valley behemoth argues distributing power more efficiently will prove monumental in achieving better battery life. It stated, Android 9 aims to make your phone even smarter by learning from you and adapting to your usage patterns. That's why Android 9 comes with features like Adaptive Battery, which learns the apps you use most and prioritizes battery for them, and Adaptive Brightness, which learns how you like to set the brightness in different settings, and does it for you. Notch support. Since the debut of the iPhone X, many Android manufacturers have followed Apple's example by incorporating a controversial notch into their device's design. Android 9 Pie will embrace the compromise and allow screens to look more natural with the cutout present. Google's latest operating system supports three types of the most commonly used notch. A narrow display cutout, tall display cutout and wide display cutout are all accounted for and should allow content to fit into a smaller space without error. Google appears intent on bringing Android 9 Pie to as many devices as possible. A blog post by the company detailing the new software hints a plethora of phones could have the latest and greatest by the end of the year. It said, starting today, an over-the-air update to Android 9 will begin rolling out to Pixel phones and devices that participated in the beta program from Sony Mobile, Xiaomi, HMD Global, Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus and Essential, as well as all qualifying Android One devices, will receive this update by the end of this fall. We're also working with a number of other partners to launch or upgrade devices to Android 9 this year.